now to race number 24. And we are back with the right-hand sidecar competition. Over there on the start line, waiting for somebody to get into the line. We're looking forward. Dave Steer and Ian Whale. John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. Bob and Paul Baseby. Bob Heath and Dean Bartholomew. Richard Brown and Steve Bassett. Jason Mullett and Lynn Green. No number 1, Rob Cameron. And I don't think we've seen number 13, John Halsey, this afternoon either. And away they go down that first straight. Bob and Paul Baseby take up the running. They're coming round that turn very fast. They've gone very wide. John Hiscock coming up on the inside. So John Hiscock and Shane Lapham lead. Then Dave Steer and Ian Whale, and then Bob and Paul Baseby, and then Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. Well, look at that passenger ride that motorbike. He might be last, but he's really with them. John Hiscock goes into that turn, and Dave Steer is pushing hard in second place. One slip from John Hiscock, and Dave Steer will be through. And John Hiscock goes wide, and Dave Steer's right there, and through he goes. So it's Dave Steer and Ian Whale from John Hiscock and Shane Lapham, and then Bob and Paul Baseby, and then Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. Well, those four are still remarkably close together after the distance that has already been put through them. So round they come, round that turn. It's Dave Steer and Ian Whale taking the last lap flag from John Hiscock and Shane Lapham, then Bob and Paul Baseby, then Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan on the Ian Aram outfit, who definitely hasn't lost his nerve, but could possibly get a little bit wound up. Round they come then. Round that turn, holding a nice tight line, winding up the motor, he's flat out for the dash. Number 17, from Bob Paul Baseby taking second place in remarkable style ahead of John Hiscock and Shane Lapham, and then Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. Official result in a moment. 17, Dave Steer and Ian Whale in second place. Number 60, Bob Baseby and Paul Baseby. In third place, 184, John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. In fourth place, number 22, Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. No other finishes. The winner's time, 1 minute 19.47. From the top, 17, 60, 184 and 22. 1 minute 19.47. Now for the second half of the right-hand sidecar, leg 3. In this one we look for Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins, Richard Jennet and Nick Walters, Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie, Mick Cave and Andy Orchard, Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. You will know that number 2, Nevill Penfold, has already had 2 wins this afternoon. As he lines up for his third leg, we'll be looking possibly towards the third win. Full start, and it's all back to the start line to try again. Mick Cave and Andy Orchard, Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall, both cruising back to the start line. Away they go then, down the first straight, and Tim Bennett again misses the start, but he fights his way up through there. As they enter the first turn, he gets himself up into third place. But it's Paul Pinfold that leads, and Nevill Penfold is challenging hard in second place there, and really going for it. But it's Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones from Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. Then Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie, but Mick Cave and Andy Orchard coming up the inside of Tim Bennett, challenging hard there in fourth place. Then Richard Jenner and Nick Walters at the back. Round that turn they come then. Neck and neck stuff out of those front 2 runners, and the other 3 quite spread out behind them. So it's Gary Moon that leads, but Nevill Penfold's going to push him every inch of the way. Sorry, Paul Penfold that leads. Round they come, and it's almost touching as they come round there. Nevill Penfold gets up on the inside, takes the lead from Paul Pinfold. Tim Bennett, Jason Glennie still holding on to third, then Mick Cave and Andy Orchard, and then Richard Jenner and Nick Walters. So looking out in the lead there, and Nevill Penfold has pulled a better lead now from Paul Pinfold, who's holding a good second place. Second flag comes up, and it's Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall from Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones. Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie, Mick Cave and Andy Orchard, Richard Jenner and Nick Walters. Official results with you in a moment. And away they go, down the first straight. 2 229, Richie Knight takes up an early lead. Look at that number 40, David Bleaking. He seems to be the man to watch in this class this afternoon. 229 leads. Number 40, David Bleaking in second place. Then John Pilcher, then Ian Leamis. And it's all action here at Hamfield, Steyning. So 229, Richie Knight pulls a little bit of a lead over the rest of the field then. David Bleaking and John Pilcher side by side, then Ian Leamis, then Terry Giles, then Steve King and Alan Dan. Well, David Bleaking's got the better now of John Pilcher, and he sets his sights on Richie Knight. And round the turn they come, but Ian Leamis wants a slice of the action. He tries to ride right round the outside of them all, and he's got himself up into a joint second spot, I would think, with David Bleaking. Going hard round the outside again, comes up alongside David Bleaking again, but can he get there? David Bleaking just holds him off at the moment, but Richie Knight is clear. Richie Knight knows nothing of what's going on behind him, and just look at Ian Leamis coming round there, but he's far too wide. 229, Richie Knight from 40, David Bleaking 49. John Pilcher, 1.3, Ian Leamis, then Terry Giles, Steve King and Alan Dan. Well, 229, Richie Knight seems to have this one sewn up as he comes round the last turn for the last time. Squirting that Suzuki machine on. Takes the win. Second place, David Bleaking. Third, John Pilcher. Fourth, Ian Leamis overheating again. And Terry Giles. Then Steve King and then Alan Dan. The official result shortly. Here a fine win for number 229, Richie Knight. In second place, number 40, David Bleaking. In third place, number 49, John Pilcher. In fourth place, 183, Ian Leamis. Fifth place, number 300, Terry Giles. Sixth place, 66, Steve King. And seventh place, number 20, Alan Dan. No other finishers. The winner's time, 1 minute 33.50. From the top, 229, 40, 49, 183, 300, 66 and 20. 1 minute 33.50. This is race number 27. 250s again, and we're looking for Mark Giles, Mike Appleton, Brian Cornelius, David Mears, Arthur Livings, Colin Beechin and Keith Strudwick. Dean Camia, a non-starter this afternoon. And they leave the line there. They're on their way down to that first turn yet again. And who's it going to be this time? Making the break, it's 558 Mike Appleton from Terry Giles and David Mears, who are side by side. David Mears takes up the advantage into second place, but Mike Appleton leads. David Mears is there in second. Around this top turn, and those bikes are very close together. 558 Mike Appleton looks over his shoulder, sees that David Mears is there. So it's Mike Appleton, David Mears, Mark Giles, Brian Cornelius, Kevin Strudwick, Colin Beechin and Arthur Lewins. With those positions remaining unchanged, the man of the moment is Mike Appleton. Mike Appleton squirts it out of that turn, flat out he comes. 558 Mike Appleton, 139 David Mears and Mark Giles, Brian Cornelius, Keith Strudwick, Colin Beechin and Arthur Living. And the race continues. David Mears coming up on Mike Appleton now, challenging for that lead as the last lap flag is made ready. It's 558 Mike Appleton from 139 David Mears and then Mark Giles. David Mears keeps trying the outside a long way round, but I think if he tightens up on the last turn, victory could be his. He's lost a few yards there though. So as they come round the last turn, it looks almost certain now that Mike Appleton will win. Mike Appleton winding that little bike up, crosses the line. Ahead of 139 David Mears in second, then Mark Giles, then Brian Cornelius, Keith Strudwick, Colin Beechin and Arthur Levins. Then in second place, 139 David Mears, third place 26, which was Mark Giles, fourth place was 48 Brian Cornelius, fifth place 124 Kevin Strudwick, sixth place number 61 Colin Beechin, seventh place number 71 Arthur Livings. And no other finishers, 1 minute 35.77. From the top, 558, 139, 26, 48, 124, 61 and 71, 1 minute 35.77. 6.77. Back to the championship contenders, the left-hand sidecars. Splendid line-up here. Billy Penfold, Matthew Lewin, Tom Penfold, Liam Chivers, who I'm sure is unbeaten so far this afternoon. Then Tony Penfold and Julian Woods, who've had a bit of clutch problems this afternoon. No John Fish. Graham Hilton with Bob Ager, 151. He's there. 126, Martin Cuff and Darren Goldsmith. 174, Duncan Fish with Danny Malone. But I don't think we'll get any number 7, John Tyso. Sorry, that's 2 firsts and a second. Oh, yeah, Uncle Bill beat him earlier, I remember. But top of the points tally anyway, number 24. Tom Penfold rides in this one. And away they go down that first straight then. And it could be anybody's race at this distance. 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers lead. 25, Tony Penfold and Julian Woods cured their clutch problems and got off the line to a terrific start and holding second place at the moment. Anything can happen in this Grasstrack racing, as you are all aware. And around they come then. 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers lead. From Tony Penfold and Julian Woods in second. Then Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch, Billy Penfold, Matthew Lewin, Duncan Fish, Danny Malone, Graham Hilton, Bob Ager. That's the order as they go around the circuit. And looks like Tom Penfold, Liam Chivers putting in a tremendous lead over the opposition. Certainly not hanging back and holding his brother and helping his brother out. 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers from Tony Penfold. Julian Woods. Then Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. Darren Goldfinch, I believe, is only in his second meeting as a left-hand passenger, but making a pretty good job of it. Last lap flag goes then to Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers, followed by 25, Tony Penfold and Julian Woods. Then Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch, Billy Penfold, Matthew Lewin, Duncan Fish, Danny Malone, Graham Hilton and Bob Ager. Look at Graham Hilton and Bob Ager going around the outside there trying to get past those riders in front. They've taken Duncan Fish and setting their sights hard on Billy Penfold. The win now goes to 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers, then Tony Penfold and Julian Woods, then Darren Goldfinch, Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. And look at these three racing over the line. Billy Penfold got the best of that battle, with Duncan Fish in second, Graham Hilton in third. Number 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers. In second place, number 25, Tony Penfold and Julian Woods. Third place, 126, Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. Fourth place, number 23, Billy Penfold, Matthew Lewin. Fifth place, number 20, and I've got that 24 down twice. What's gone wrong here, Anne? Tell me. Fifth place, 174, Duncan Fish and Danny Malone. And in sixth place, 151, Graham Hilton and Bob Ager. Winner's time, 1 minute 38.13. From the top, 24, 25, 126, 23, 174 and 151. 1 minute 38.13. Left-hand sidecars, race 29, heading to the line, but rather to the turn. Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw take up the lead in this one from number 209, Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr, who had a very good first ride and not so good second ride, an impressive third ride. And now look at him, chasing Bill Penfold like there's no tomorrow. And who's that dynamic duo coming round the outside of there? It's number 2, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw from Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. And the dynamic duo were Bob and Keith Miles, who've been overtaken by Luke Pachol and Julian Browning. So it's all systems go on that front line at the moment, and no place for a faint heart out there this afternoon. Number 2, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw, gobbling up the points from 209. Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr from 808. Luke Pachol and Julian Browning are going through on the inside to take that second place, but not if Andy Jennings can help it. He's back up into second already. The trouble with this job, as fast as you could say it, they change their minds to do something different. Around they come then. Phillip Penfold and Nigel Shaw on their last lap. Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. Then Luke Pachol and Julian Browning. And look at Bob Miles and John Arnott at it there in 4th and 5th places. So it's action all the way, but Phillip Penfold and Nigel Shaw certainly seem to stamp their authority on this one as they come round that turn. Look at that battle for second place as Luke Pachol tries to come round the outside. Who's going to get it as they come up the line? The win is Phillip Penfold. Second then, Andy Jennings. Third, Luke Pachol. Fourth, Bob Miles. Fifth, John Arnott. Sixth, Phillip Davies. And bringing up the rear, Lenny Boarer and S.R. Hoggett. Official results in a moment. And from the top there, the first place going to number 2, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. In second place, 209, Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. Third place, number 808, Luke Pachol and Julian Browning. Fourth place, 108, Bob and Keith Miles. Fifth place, 251, John Arnott and Russell Steele. Sixth place, 217, Phillip and Richard Davies. And in seventh place, number 129, our additional runner, Lenny Boarer and S.R. Hoggett. No eighth finisher, the winner's time, 1 minute 39.80. From the top, 2, 209, 808, 108, 251, 217, 129, 1 minute 39.8. On now to the 500cc solos, and we're looking for number 39 for Robert Ledwith. 74, Duncan Tolhurst. 139, David Mears. Number 3, Chris Tritton. 98, Len Cunningham. 125, Henry Whitfield. And 250, David Steen. Well, let's have a look at this David Steen fella this time, because eyes have focused on him earlier, but he's had a good ride and a spill, and the man's fortune certainly isn't with him all the way this afternoon, but let's wish him luck in this one. All eyes on that man, David Steen. And away they go down the first straight. David Steen takes up the lead from 74, Duncan Tolhurst, and then 39 that is. Robert Ledwith, and Robert Ledwith goes round the outside of Duncan Tolhurst, sets his sights on David Steen, comes up alongside. What's going to happen here? Looks like he's gone past on the outside, but it's a long way round. Can David Steen hold a tighter line and get back underneath him? It's Robert Ledwith that leads. It's David Steen in second place, then 74, Duncan Tolhurst, then Chris Tritton, then Ben Cunningham, then Henry Whitfield. Well, those positions much the same, with Duncan Tolhurst coming up there on that second place man and takes up the second place. Robert Ledwith goes extremely wide. Duncan Tolhurst powering on in second place. David Steen trying to come up under Duncan Tolhurst again. Then Glenn Cunningham and then Chris Tritton and then Henry Whitfield. So around they come. They're very fast. They mean business. 39. Robert Ledwith entertaining the crowd as he drifts out wide there with the motor flat out. He takes the last lap flag. It's 74. Duncan Tolhurst in second. Then David Steen. Then Glenn Cunningham and then Chris Tritton. And at the back, Henry Whitfield. So, getting the act together there this afternoon. 39, Robert Ledwith is on his way to victory. Coming around the last turn, the checkered flag being made ready. A win for Robert Ledwith. Second place, Duncan Tolhurst. Third, David Steen. Fourth, Glenn Cunningham. Fifth, Chris Tritton. And then Henry Whitfield. 9, Robert Ledwith. In second place, number 74, Duncan Tolhurst. In third place, 250, David Steen. Fourth place, number 98, Glenn Cunningham. Fifth place, number 3, Chris Tritton. And in sixth place, 125, Henry Whitfield. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 27.40. By number only, 39, 74, 250, 98, 3 and 125. 1 minute 27.40. On now to race number 31, the 500cc solos again, the other half. Oh, I've got 3 of those. There my big trap yet again, but it's race 31. We're looking for Kevin Buck and Ricky Sandford. Who's it going to be? It's number 4, Trevor Banks, that goes past us first from Ricky Sandford. And a bad start there by Kevin Buck. Tries to power his way right around the outside, and he does so, getting himself up into second place. And Trevor Banks has got the front wheel right off the ground as he went up that back straight, showing off now in front. Round he comes then, number 4, Trevor Banks, front wheel paw in the air. from Andy Butt, Jason Jennet, Ricky Sandford, Steve King. I think we've got to go at old Trevor in that pit. He's put his back up a little bit and he's getting wound up now, taking it out on that throttle. Just look at him coming around that turn, flat out, sideways action. Putting the yards between him and the rest of the field, and another little wheelie there, pleasing the crowd. Trevor Banks from 165, Jason Jennet, 04, Ricky Sandford, then Kevin Butt, who seems to have slipped from second back to fourth place, then Stephen King in fifth. Meanwhile, Trevor Banks out there in front, he knows what it's all about. He's heading for victory, just one lap from that victory. It's Trevor Banks, Jason Jennet, Ricky Sandford, Kevin Butt, Stephen King. Round that top turn they come then, and Trevor Banks seems to have it all his own way, looks over his shoulder, cruises over the line for a win. Number 4, Trevor Banks. In second place, 165, Jason Jennet, followed by Ricky Sandford and Andy Butt, done it again, Kevin Butt, and then Steve King bringing up the rear. Official result in a moment. A fine win for number 4, Trevor Banks. In second place, 165, Jason Jennet. Third place, 04, Ricky Sandford. Fourth place, 327, Kevin Buck. And in fifth place, 66, Steve King. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 27 seconds precisely. Once again then, 4, 165, 04, 327 and 66. 1 minute 27 precisely. Race 32. Into the first turn they go, and it's number 29, Paul Mitchell, that takes up the running. Paul Mitchell from Chris Underhill. And then what looked like Steve Wilson from the distance. And around they come then. Paul Mitchell is in full flight. Chris Underhill trying to go around the outside. And then here's Steve Wilson, Robin Felcher and Stuart Dempsey and Adrian Hard. Well, Chris Underhill's having a good day up to this point, and he was top point scorer with 3 rides and 3 wins, but it looks like he could lose a point in this one. At half distance, it's Paul Mitchell from Chris Underhill, Steve Wilson, Robin Felcher, Stuart Dempsey and Adrian Hart. The positions remaining unchanged, and Paul Mitchell seems to be putting a few yards clear of Chris Underhill. Perhaps Chris Underhill thinks it's better to hold back and be in the final than to chase and slip off, just trying to win a race. So Paul Mitchell leads. Chris Underhill definitely cruising now in second place, then Steve Wilson, then Robin Felcher, then Stuart Dempsey and Adrian Hart. So, change of flags from the last lap to the checkered flag, and here comes the leader, 29. Paul Mitchell wins from 38, Chris Underhill in second, then Steve Wilson, then Stuart Dempsey, then Robin Felcher. And a little way back, Adrian Hart. Ernie and Whale, Jason Mullet and Lynn Green, Bob and Paul Baseby, Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. That's the lineup for race 33, and away they go down the first straight. And it's a who's who into the first turn. Number 17, Dave Steyning and Whale in the middle of the start. Number 8 in the first place. Number 2, Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall in second place. Then Bob and Paul Baseby. And then Paul Pinfold and Steve Robbins, surprisingly, at the back of the field. Dave Steyning and Whale then. Sussex men in their own right, coming round that turn, winding up that bottle. Look at Nevill Penfold pushing hard. I don't believe he's lost the race yet today. And indeed he came in on a maximum 3 points to this ride, but it looks like he's having a hard time this time. He comes round the outside of Dave Steer. He's really turned the power on. He's come flying round there like a man possessed. But what's going to happen here? As the last lap play goes, it's still Dave Steer and Ian Whale from Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall, and then it's Bob and Paul Baseby, and well back at the moment there, just scoring the points, Paul Pinfold. Well, the second flag is out, and Dave Steer gets the win over Nevill Penfold, so he's not invincible this afternoon. That sets the crowd alight to see what kind of an interesting final we may be in for. but a final will of course be 6 laps. And we hope for a fantastic race in this class. Official result with you in a second. Race number 2, Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. Third place, number 60, Bob and Paul Baseby. Fourth place, number 4, Paul Pinfold and Steve Robbins. No other finishers. The winner's time, 1 minute 16.17. From the top, 17, 2, 60 and 4, 1 minute 16.17. Right hand sidecars again coming up to the line. We're looking for Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie, Mick Cave and Andy Orchard, Richard Jennet and Nick Walters, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins, who I did put on Paul Pinfold's machine by mistake just a moment ago. That was obviously Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones. This is Gary Moon and Steve Robbins. And John Hiscock and Shane Lapham down the first straight, round the first turn. Tim Bennett's made the best of the start. Winding that machine up out of there, and he's really well and truly on that way with that X-up machine. Then John Hiscock and Shane Lapham, then Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. They're really battling to take that second place off of John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. Very close it looks from here as they go down that straight, and John Hiscock seems to have a slight advantage at the moment, but I think that Sean Pittock's got that better at the 9 line. Then got his Jason Glennie. Out of a ding-dong battle there for second and third. Then Mick Cave and Andy Orchard and Richard Jenner and Nick Walters with problems. Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie then, those fluorescent pink helmets shining through out in front on their last lap. Look at that battle still going on for second place. Sean Pittock seems to have it, but John Hiscock's on a tighter line. No, we do seem to have a problem here. The red flags are up. Richard Jenner's lost his passenger and the red flags are up, so I think we'd had 3 laps. Maybe the result will stand. I'll let you know. And having completed 3 laps, the result will stand, which I'll have to give you after this race. John Dormer, Richie Knight in the 250s. The 250 Supermen here this afternoon, both going on, and John Dormer takes the advantage out of that turn. Richie Knight setting his sights on John Dormer's back wheel. And around they come. John Dormer goes a little wide, Richie Knight trying to tuck on the inside. Hope they don't think it's last week when they were riding best pairs together, because they'll just not fight each other. 76, John Dormer, 229, Richie Knight. Then Mark Giles. So John Dormer leads, Richie Knight in second, then Mike Appleton, then Mark Giles, and then Mark Giles, and then Ian Leamis, David Mears, Stephen King, Colin Beechin and Alan Dan. Around that top turn they come then, and John Dormer tightening up his line now, and Richie Knight closing up the gap. The last lap flag is out. 76 John Dormer, 229 Richie Knight, 558 Mike Appleton, then Mark Giles, and then Ian Leamis, and then David Mears, Steve King, Colin Beechin and Alan Dan. Around this last turn then, for the last time, checkered flag being made ready, and 76 John Dormer takes it on 229 Richie Knight in second place, then Mark Giles, then Mike Appleton, then Ian Leamis again with a bit of overheating problem, then 139 David Mears, 66 Stephen King, 61 Colin Beechin and number 20 Alan Dan. Race number 35, race number 35, the 250 race you've just seen. The result is a win for 76, John Dormer. Second place, 229, Richie Knight. Third place, 26, Mark Giles. Fourth place, 558, Mike Appleton. Fifth place, 183, Ian Leamis. Sixth place, 139, David Mears. Seventh place, number 66, Steve King. Eighth place, number 61, Colin Beeching. The winner's time was 1 minute 33, precisely. We'll do the right-hand sidecar race 34 result during the interval, which will be after this race. Those 250s then for race 36, the last qualifying ride of the afternoon, and they're all up there on the line waiting to do battle. Under starters orders and off they go, down the first straight they go then. David Bleaking and Keith Strudwick enter the first turn together. David Bleaking taking a slender advantage out of that turn. Looks like Terry Giles has gone with him, trying hard to go round the outside, and I think he's made it. Terry Giles takes up the lead from David Bleaking. Terry Giles nearly drops it. David Bleaking takes the lead back. One little slip there, you see, and that David Bleaking was through. Definitely a man to watch, this David Bleaking. You watch him in the final. He's going to go places. Number 40, David Bleaking leading. Terry Giles comes up on the outside again. He tries to go by. Oh, Terry Giles, it looks like he has succeeded again in taking the lead from David Bleaking. David Bleaking pulls a very tight line, and John Pilcher's on David Bleaking's rear end. Now, that really is starting to get into some battle. David Bleaking, Terry Giles, look at them side by side. There's no love lost between them. They're fighting every inch of the way, and this is only a heat. Think what's going to happen in that final when you throw in John Dormer and Richie Knight as well. Around that turn they come then. David Bleaking leads. Terry Giles this time cuts back for the inside. The last lap flag goes, and Terry Giles take the advantage from that point. It's number 40, David Bleaking that leads. Terry Giles, number 300 in second place. Then John Pilcher. Then Keith Strudwick. Arthur Livings and Brian Cornelius. Well, round the last turn for the last time. David Bleaking's got the advantage at the moment. Terry Giles is trying to go around the outside, but David Bleaking gets there. Terry Giles, a good second place for him. Holds all the way. Then 49, John Pilcher, then Keith Strudwick, Arthur Livings and Brian Cornelius. Official result in a moment. Number 36, the race you've just seen, a win there, a good win for number 40, David Bleaking. In second place, number 300, Terry Giles. In third place, number 49, John Pilcher. Fourth place, number 124, Keith Strudwick. Fifth place, number 71, Arthur Livings. And sixth place, number 48, Brian Cornelius. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 35.14. From the top, 40, 300, 49, 124, 71 and 48. The winner's time, 1 minute 35.14. The official result of race number 34 now, to get your programs up to date for those of you who want to keep your points tally correct. Race number 34, the right-hand sidecars. A win for number 12, Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie. Second place, number 22, Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. In third place, number 184, John Hiscock and Shane Lapper. And in fourth place, number 5, Mick Cave and Andy Orchard. No other finishers, and there was no time. That race was stopped in the interest of safety. Once again, race 34, 12, 22, 184 and 5. He gets the short straw where the start lines are concerned, and away they go then, down the first straight. 4 laps only, remember. They're on their way. John Dormer leads into the first turn ahead of Richie Knight and Mike Appleton, then David Bleaking. Now watch that man David Bleaking, because I'm sure he's going to come through, he's going to come good. John Dormer, Richie Knight hard on his heels, then David Mears. Then Mike Appleton, then David Bleaking. So they come around there full bore. John Dormer, Richie Knight, David Mears, Mike Appleton, David Bleaking. David Bleaking gets up to fourth place. Goes underneath David Mears. Can he get there? He's holding fourth at the moment. Now he's already gone from fifth to fourth. He's on better things. Round they come then. 76, John Dormer. 229, Richie Knight. And then side by side, number 40, David Bleaking, and 139, David Mears. David Bleaking goes through. He's up to 30 now. Sets his sights on Richie Knight, but it's John Dormer all the way. John Dormer leads from Richie Knight in second place, then David Bleaking, and then David Mears. And then John Pilcher. And David Bleaking is pushing hard. They start their last lap. It's John Dormer from Richie Knight, from David Bleaking, from David Mears. John Dormer looks a comfortable winner at this distance, and Richie Knight's there in second, but David Bleaking doesn't seem to be able to make much ground up on Richie Knight. It's the last turn for the last time. The 250 final is all but won. They come up to the line. It's John Dormer that wins, Richie Knight in second, David Bleaking third, then David Mears, then John Pilcher, Mark Giles, Mike Appleton, Terry Giles, Keith Strudwick, Brian Cornelius, Ian Leamis and Steve King. Official result with you in a moment. Number 76, John Dormer. In second place, 229, Richie Knight. In third place, number 40, David Bleaking. In fourth place, number 139, David Mears. In fifth place, number 49, Robin Pilcher. In sixth place, number 26, Mark Giles. Seventh place, 558, Mike Appleton. Eighth place, 300, Terry Giles. Ninth place, 124, Keith Strudwick. 10th place, 48, Brian Cornelius. 11th place, number 183, Ian Leamis. And in 12th place, number 66, Steve King. The winner's time there, 1 minute 32.97. 76, 229, 40, 139, 49, 26, 558, 300, 124, 48, 183 and 66. Winner's time 1 minute 32.97. Looking forward to race number 38, and those right hand sidecars make their way to the line. We're looking for Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall, Dave Steer and Ian Whale, Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie, John Hiscock and Shane Lapham, Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan, and number 5, Mick Cave and Andy Orchard. So they're on the line. Away they go then down the first straight, and it's into the first turn. It looks like it's Dave Steer and Ian Whale that have made the gate. And they hang on to this before that. Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall pushing hard in second place. Then Tim Bennett, Jason Glennie, then Mick Cave and Andy Orchard, Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan and John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. That's how they go round on the first lap. And they're well and truly on their way. Look at the gap that Dave Steer has over Nevill Penfold at the moment. Can Nevill close that gap? Dave Steer and Ian Whale from Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall, then looking down at the motor with problems. Then it's Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie holding third. And they got Paul Randall looking down at that machine again. I'm not sure, but I think Nevill Penfold has problems, but Dave Steer's got it all his own way at the moment. He takes the last lap flag. It's Dave Steer and Ian Whale from Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. Then Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie. Then Mick Cave and Andy Orchard. And then Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. And around they come. Hard out of that turn. These checkered flag in his sights. It's a win for Dave Steer and Ian Whale. Second place goes Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. Then Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie. Then Mick Cave and Andy Orchard. Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. Then John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. Official results yours in a moment. Race number 38. Race number 38. The right-hand sidecar final. A lap of honour there from Dave Steer and Ian Whale. Show your applause, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't see him coming, or I would have primed you up a bit earlier. And there's Nevill and Paul, and they've got a little bit of a problem with that outfit, but no doubt they'll have that sorted out in time for next week's meeting. The official result of the right-hand sidecars, a win for number 17, Dave Steer and Ian Whale. In second place, number 2, Nevill Penfold and Paul Randall. In third place, number 12, Tim Bennett and Jason Glennie. In fourth place, number 5, Mick Cave and Andy Orchard. In fifth place, number 22, Sean Pittock and Ian Rowan. And in sixth place, number 184, John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. No other finishes. The winner's time 1 minute 18.75. From the top, 17 to 12, 5, 22 and 184. No other finishes. Winner's time 1 minute 18.75. Race number 39, the left-hand sidecar final. Coming to the line now, and we're looking for number 24. Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers. Number 2, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Number 808, Luke Pachol and Julian Browning. 126, Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. 108, Bob and Keith Miles. 209, Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. That's the runners, the top 6 in the left-hand sidecar final. And away they go. Bill Penfold pulls a wheelie, and that cost him dearly as Tom Penfold gets underway. Bill Penfold is out with problems. Well, it was bad luck there for Bill Penfold. Tom Penfold then takes up the run in. Liam Shivers in the chair, then it's Luke Pachol and Julian Browning in second place, and then Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr in third. Around they come then, flat out, it's number 24. Tom Penfold and Liam Shivers, mate 08. Luke Pachol and Julian Browning, then Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. Number 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers from Luke Pachol and Julian Browning, then Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr, then Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch, and then Bob and Keith Miles, and the race continues. Looks like Bill Penfold's in a bit of problem in the centre green there, and the St John's going to his aid. Round they come then, 24. Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers from 808, Luke Pachol and Julian Browning, who can't seem to make any ground on the flying Tom Penfold. Then 209, Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. Then 108, Bob and Keith Miles, who've overtaken Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch there at the rear. So it's the last turn for the last time. The left-hand charioteers close their racing, and the win goes to number 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers. From 808, Luke Pachol and Julian Browning, Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr, Bob and Keith Miles, then 126, Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. And the win there went to none other than the fastest man on the circuit today, number 24, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers. In second place, number 808, Luke Pachol and Julian Browning. In third place, number 209, Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. In fourth place, number 108, Bob and Keith Miles. In fifth place, number 126. And that's Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. No other finishes. The winner's time was 1 minute 36.69. From the top, 24, 808, 209, 108, 126. Winner's time, 1 minute 36.69. On now to race number 40 in the 500cc solos, making their way up to the line, and the first man up there is none other than number 4, Trevor Banks. There's also number 38. Also have number 38, Chris Underhill. 39, Robert Ledwith. 250, David Steen. 74, Duncan Tolhurst. Number 3, Chris Tritton. 165, Jason Jennet. 29, Paul Mitchell. 327, Kevin Buck. 66, Stephen King. 215, Steve Wilson. And 04, Ricky Sandford. Away they go then, the 500cc final goes down towards the first turn. And it's just Trevor Banks from David Steen as they go into the first turn. Trevor Banks is away. David Steen drops back into third place. And it's Trevor Banks that leads. Trevor Banks comes round the turn, making the dust fly. Robert Ledwith is challenging hard in second place. So it's Trevor Banks from Robert Ledwith, from David Steen, Paul Mitchell, Duncan Tolhurst, Steve Wilson. Robert Ledwith trying all he knows to come on terms with Trevor Banks, but he's having a job to close the gap. It's Trevor Banks that leads. And look at Robert Ledwith. Robert Ledwith goes down. The yellow flag up there, marshals. Trevor Banks has now extended his lead as the rest of them missed the debris. and around they go. Trevor Banks continues his way. David Steen holding second, Paul Mitchell in third, and Duncan Tolhurst in fourth. And the man's still in the track at the moment, so the yellow flag remains. Trevor Banks powers on towards victory. He's got 1 lap left to do. It's Trevor Banks from David Steen, Paul Mitchell, Duncan Tolhurst, 215, Steve Wilson, Chris Underhill, Jason Jennet, and Chris Tritton, and Kevin Butt. Ricky Sandford there. The red flag is out, the race being stopped in the interest of safety as Robert Ledwith lays on the track there. Not sure whether the result will stand or whether it'll be a rerun, so we'll wait for the clerk of the course's decision and then get you the official result. On to the centre green.
Give it again. Still run it again. Right.
And away they go then off the line down that first straight. They're on their way. Trevor Banks again gets his nose in front from David Steen there in second place. Duncan Tolhurst holding third. Trevor Banks, David Steen, Duncan Tolhurst, Chris Tritton, Chris Underhill. That's the order at the moment. Looks like Steve Wilson coming up the inside of Chris Underhill there. Will he get past? Trevor Banks then leads. From David Steen, Duncan Tolhurst, Chris Tritton, Chris Underhill, Steve Wilson. And the race continues. Chris Underhill goes out with problems on that back straight. Has he come back in again? It's seemed to slow up a lot there, but he seems to be back in the running now. But Trevor Banks leads at half distance from Duncan Tolhurst. Now moves up to second place. David Steen there in third. Then Chris Tritton and Steve Wilson. So Trevor Banks on his way again to victory in this, the Brighton's first ever national event. Around that turn they come. He's on his last lap now, just 1 lap from victory. It's Trevor Banks from Duncan Tolhurst, David Steen, Chris Tritton, Steve Wilson, Jason Jennet, Paul Mitchell, Kevin Butt, Chris Underhill and Ricky Sandford. So the last turn for the last time, and the magnificent Trevor Banks comes to the line. Trevor Banks wins with a wheelie from 74, Duncan Tolhurst, from David Steen, Chris Tritton, Steve Wilson, Jason Jennet, Andy Buck, Paul Mitchell, Chris Underhill and Ricky Sandford. Well, that closes the racing, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay for the presentation. Official results of that race with you. Don't appreciate it. So let's see some appreciation for the winner of the 250 final, John Dormer. Well, that was a good practice, but I want to hear a bit better than that in a minute. John Dormer, are you about? There he is, creeping in from the back.
Look at me.
Come on, get a bit of practice in, clap the man as he walks away. That's better, that's better. That's what might come next week. In the right-hand sidecar class, we're looking for Dave Steer and Ian Whale. That's more like it. Bit of appreciation. The two fastest men here this afternoon on the right-hander. Getting their just desserts. That's it, another round of applause. 2 popular chaps. And some prize money, look at that. The 500cc. Now, whenever I call Trevor, he's never around, but today he's there. Can we have Trevor Banks? There we go, the fastest man on the 500cc solo this afternoon. And now for the left-hand boys who are here totally in their own right to qualify for that big final later on. We're going to do these up in reverse order. Is that all right, Adam? Yeah, we'll go up from the bottom. And in 8th place we had Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. Good job the boys ain't here yet because we ain't quite ready for them.
Emma, is that your car? It's a bit different to the old banger, isn't it?
And there we have it then. Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. Look at that, he's doing the do-si-do, isn't he? Look at that, no clapping, look, no clapping. What's the matter with you people? In 7th place, Graham Hilton and Bob Ager. Moving down to 6th place then, William Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Unlucky this afternoon not to be higher in the field. Where are they? Must have gone home early. A round of applause for young Nigel. He's coming close to the 2 of them. How is Bill, Nigel? Bill's having a rest. Fifth place went to Martin Cuff and Darren Goldfinch. Some people say the passengers don't count, but now the drivers don't want to turn up. Fourth place, Bob and Keith Miles. Come on down. A little bit of applause there for those boys. In 3rd place, you've got to clap a bit harder as they get higher up the field, right? Clap a bit harder for Andy Jennings and Tim Dorr. Second place, a lot of hard riding there this afternoon. Luke Pachol and Julian Browning. And the winners here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Penfold and Liam Chivers.
Take 2 photos, don't know why I'm waiting for this to dry. Closing a bit more.
Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the champions of the afternoon. Well, that concludes this afternoon's meeting. I'd like to wish you all a safe journey home, and we'd like to see you all next weekend at the Tritton Raceway.